welcome back to my channel. My name is Felicia. Happy New Year. We've made it to 2021. My first video of 2021, I wanted to make it a plant video, of course, and I thought I would share with you some of my favorite plant pots. I have gotten questions about, places where I've gotten my plant pots. Now, I've been a plant parent now for about 6 or 7 months, and I feel like one of the things a lot of us new plant parents do, and I don't even know if I'm still in the new plant parent category, but I just got so caught up in one, of course, the beautiful plants that I began to discover, but then also the various plant pots that are out there. Plastic pots, terracotta pots, ceramic pots. I love all the pots, but I do love the ceramic pots. What I do with many of my plants, just about all of them for the most part, I do leave them in nursery pots or little plastic plant pots. So kind of like these, which I do plan on showing in the video, but I would leave my plants in little, pots like these, and then I would then put them in a ceramic pot. Now there are pros and cons to ceramic pots, or really all pots in general. For me, the main pro of ceramic pots are that they're beautiful. You can change them out if you are able to do so. But I would say the main con for ceramic pots is that they do tend to get a bit pricey, especially depending on the number of plants you have. If you're someone who collects a large number of plants and you're constantly buying plant pots, then of course that will add up significantly, especially depending on where you get your plant pots from. I usually get my plant pots from the same places. In the beginning, I honestly would say that I have been spending quite a bit of money on plant pots. But then after a while, once things started adding up and once I realized and kind of broadened my shopping horizons, I began looking for plant pots in places like, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Hobby Lobby, those type of places. They do sell pots, and those are the primary places I get mine from. A lot of them, they were pretty good price-wise, and then a lot of them, if I had to do it all over again, I probably wouldn't get it. So let's get into the video. Start off with, I have these little nursery pots that I just showed you. I did get these from the Dollar Tree, and they came in a pack of 6. I've already used one of them. I don't use this as a primary plant pot. I do use it as a nursery pot, meaning I would take this pot, probably repot a plant that I purchased from the store, and then I would place this inside of a ceramic pot. But I did think it was important to show it, not necessarily as a favorite plant pot, but to let you guys know that this is something that I regularly use. So again, I got this from the Dollar Tree. It came in a pack of 6, and of course it was $1. I also have these pots here. I only have 2 left, but this did come in a pack of 6. I got it from Hobby Lobby. And same thing, I got these for the purposes of propagating plants. I do have one successful propagation that I'll show you shortly, but the other ones that I've attempted, I'm just not someone who propagates because I can never seem to get it. But I did get this, and there's 2 of them left, meaning that I did use the other 4 in some way, shape, or form. So this is the size. I want to say this is like a 2-inch pot. Next up, I have these 3.5-inch pots that I did get from Home Depot, and I did pick up 6 of them. And I just mentioned a moment ago that I use those little tiny pots for propagation. This one is actually not one of those, but it's pretty much the same size, as you can see here. I have 2 of them in here. So this is an example of what I would use these types of pots for, and then I would simply put them inside of a ceramic pot. So again, I got these from Home Depot. If I'm not mistaken, these were $2 or $3.99 each. I did pick up 6 of them because at one point I did have a lot of succulents. Unfortunately, almost all of my succulents didn't make it, but I still have this one here, which is one that I actually propagated, and it's actually doing quite well, which I'm really proud of. So, but the plant pots, which we're focusing on, Home Depot, I believe they were about $2 or $3.99 each. Okay, the next pot I wanted to show is this plastic plant pot. I got this one from, it doesn't say, I want to say I got this from Home Depot as well, and this may have been probably like $4 or $5. And I do put this snake plant here in my daughter's room. I love the pop of color that it gives. She does have a lot of pinks in her room. However, I do place this pot inside of a ceramic pot, like so. And you'll notice that a lot of my plant pots that I'm going to show you, again, I always place a plastic pot inside just because I like changing out my plant pots depending on the decor that I have. So This is definitely a favorite pot, and so is this one. I believe we have like 3 or 4 of these pots. This is another Home Depot purchase. I believe this one, I think it was $10. This was $10. And I just love it because, you know, it has like that white and gold gradient design. It's a beautiful, beautiful pot. And some of my plants, I do use this pot by itself, but for the most part, I use them with a little plastic pot. And this doesn't bother me, like the little pink pot peeping out. And a lot of my plant pots you'll see in a moment, they do show the little plastic part peeking out, but it is what it is. Like, it doesn't bother me all that much, but this is the next pot that I wanted to show. Next up is one of my most recent plant pot purchases, and this is what it looks like. It's a gold plant pot, and it also comes with the stand. And I got this from TJ Maxx for $9.99. I did pick up 2 of them. At the time, I just got it because I just thought it was so beautiful. I believe, it doesn't say, but I believe this is a 6-inch pot. And I just got it because I thought it was beautiful. I love the color. It's just gorgeous. So I did pick up 2 of them. The one thing that I don't like about this is that it scratches very easily. I don't know if you can see the scratch marks there on the legs, but I mean, you don't really notice it unless you're like all up in the plant pot, but this is beautiful. I really, really like it. And I do place my Aglaonema, I believe this is this the Siam? I do place my Aglaonema Siam plant in here, so it kind of looks like that. And I do have both of my Aglaonemas in both of these pots that looks like this. Again, that does show here at the top, but that's not anything that bothers me very much. So this is what it looks like with its plant pot. Next up is one of my, or I should say 2 of my favorite plant pots in my collection. This is what those look like. They kind of remind me of pineapples, which is why I really like them. In one of them, I have my aloe plant, and again, this one, I have a ceramic pot inside of it rather than my usual plastic pot. That's just how it worked itself out. Initially, I had this plant in here like this, but I didn't really like how it looked with just this plant alone, so I decided to go ahead and put it in there. So this is what it looks like. Again, I just love this plant pot so much. It reminds me of a little pineapple. I just think it's adorable. And I did pick up 2 of them. I got them from Hobby Lobby for $9.99. The original price is $19, but I got them at a discounted rate. And here I have my neon pothos in this plant, which is one of my most recent plants that I received from my husband. This is actually one of my Christmas presents from him, because I would always tell him that I wanted, you know, I really love the neon pothos, but I just can't find them anywhere where we live. And my husband, being the amazing man that he is, he went online and he did order it for me. So I believe it came from Florida, and I just love this plant so much. It's just as beautiful as I expected it to look. So I'm really excited with this. I'll definitely share more about this plant and some other plants that I got over the holidays a little bit more in another video, but I wanted to focus on the beautiful plant pot. I also have this one here that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. It is a ceramic planter. You'll notice that this one is a little bit wider than some of the other plant pots, so it has been a challenge finding the right plant to put in here, but I still love it just the same. It came with this gold plant stand, so it looks like that. I feel like a succulent plant would look best in here, and I believe I did have a succulent in here at some point. I don't remember which one it was. It was obviously one of the ones that didn't make it, but I just thought this plant pot was so pretty. And sometimes, because I'm not using this plant pot at the moment, what I have been doing is putting that little pineapple plant that holds my neon pothos in here, which looks like that, and I just thought it was really cute. It is a little big, but I think it kind of works itself out, and I am going to film a new updated plant tour video. It's because so much has changed in the last 6 months with regards to my plants. As I mentioned, a lot of my succulents didn't make it. I've also since purchased new plants, received some new plants as gifts, so I will definitely share that in a new tour. Next up is one of my favorite plant pots that I got here from Marshall's. I really love this pot just because of the leaves. I just think it's really cute and really fitting for a plant pot, has leaves on there. And even though this one doesn't really go with my overall theme, you know, as you'll notice in the video, I have a lot of creams, I have a lot of whites. This one, it does have a cream base, but it has like the green leaves. And at one point I was trying to stick to like a certain aesthetic, but after a while I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna purchase something if I really and truly do like it. So love this pot. Again, I got it from Marshall's for $9.99. And so the plant that I do keep in here is one of my snake plants, and this is what it looks like. It's pretty tall. It has grown quite a bit since I've gotten this plant. And even though this looks like, I guess, ferns on here, I mean, it doesn't match it, but whatever. I just think this is so cute. Definitely one of my favorite plants and one of my favorite pots. Next up, I have a pot here that I've shown in a previous video, and this is my little Buddha head. I got this from TJ Maxx for $7.99. It is very heavy. This is a very heavy ceramic pot, but you know, I just couldn't pass it up. I love the little curls, or what looks like curly hair in the back. I just think it's so adorable. And so the plant that I keep in here is my golden pothos, and this is what she looks like in the little Buddha head. I just think this is such an adorable plant, and this will forever be one of my favorite plant pots. Right, next up, I have one of my second plant pot that doesn't really have a home just yet, and this is this marble pot that I purchased, again, from Marshall's. I did get this one for $5.99, and you know, given the size and it's a ceramic pot, I thought that was a steal. I ended up getting 2 of these, and again, neither one of them have a plant in it at the moment. Before, I did have my Aglaonema in here, the one that I showed you earlier, but I just feel like the Aglaonemas look much better in the gold pots that I show you, but I'm sure I'll be able to give them a beautiful plant to put in them pretty soon. Maybe over the summer, I'm thinking, but this is this pot, and I did purchase 2 of them. Next up is this plant pot that I did get from, I don't have the sticker on here anymore, but I believe I got this either from TJ Maxx or Marshall's again. And if I'm not mistaken, I paid less than $10 for it. I honestly don't remember how much I paid for this, but I know it was less than $10. And the thing that I like most about this plant pot is just the beautiful pattern on here. Let me get a little closer so you can see it. I just think that this is really pretty, and that's the main thing that attracted me to this pot. So this one, it doesn't say the size on here, and a lot of these ceramic pots that I get from TJ Maxx, Marshall's, those places, they rarely, if ever, have the size on here, but if I had to guess, this seems to be about a 10-inch pot. And the plant that I have in here is my Calathea ornata, and this is what it looks like in the pot. And I actually have the Calathea next to the marble pot that I just showed, so let me see how it looks in here. Not bad. This is what that looks like. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Should I move my Calathea ornata to this plant pot, or should I keep it in that original cream one? Option A or option B. Next up, I have one of my newer pots that I received, which was gifted to me for the holidays. So unfortunately, I do not have the cost. This is what that pot looks like, and I just think this is so adorable. It has the multiple head design on there. And again, it's another gold pot. And this one, I keep my second golden pothos in here. I just think it looks so adorable. And I keep this one on the shelf behind me, so I can't wait for this to begin trailing. I just think it'll look so cute. And the last pot that I have, I saved this one for last because it is the heaviest. Again, another con of ceramic pots. Here it is. Here is the last of my favorite pots, and it's this little pot here that comes with its own little plant stand. I did get this from Marshall's, and when I picked this up, at first it didn't have a price tag on this, so you know, the women, they checked the store. This is the only one in the store. So of course, you know, in those types of stores, if that's the only product they have, sometimes they'll try to find a similar product. And she did give this to me for $19.99, which I thought was a pretty good price. Guys, so here is the plant that I keep in this pot. I did share it in a recent video, but this is my Dieffenbachia or Dieffenbachia, however you say it. Yeah, I just think this is such a beautiful plant. I'm looking at the leaves here because one of the tips is brown. I actually just pruned this plant just before I filmed this video because there were a lot of yellow leaves at the bottom. And as you guys know, with a lot of the Dieffenbachia plants, leaves at the bottom will start to yellow and start to fall off. So, and it does that so it can expose like the stems. which is pretty cool. So I did prune this up because those leaves are getting really yellow, really brown, and really crunchy. So I got rid of those. Do I wish it wasn't a different color like a cream or a tan? Yes, but I also don't hate the blue, so I love my plant. All right guys, so those are all the plant pots that I wanted to share today. I love all of my plant pots, even the ones that I didn't show you, but the ones that I did select were just the ones that I'm really feeling right now, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I always get my pots from either Hobby Lobby, Marshall's, Home Goods. In the past, I do have a lot of my earlier plant pots that I purchased. I did get them from places like Lowe's and Home Depot. But again, as I mentioned, I started looking at other places around town. So I do now get them primarily from those stores.